Okay, do we have anyone for public comment and want to speak on the resolutions? I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
That's all right.
Ready to go?
I know, you're ready. All right, Kavanaugh? Here. Corbin?
Here.
Cunningham is absent. Davio?
Here.
Du Bois? Here. During? Here. I know Jones is here.
He is somewhere.
Yes,
He's here.
Okay.
He'll be back. Can't get the door open.
All right, I'm going to go around and I'll come back to it. Kidville is absent. Bernard?
Here.
Rieger?
Here.
Ruder?
Here.
Roberts?
Here.
Schwartz? Here. Stepanski?
Here.
Stokes?
Here.
Vosper?
Here.
Walrod?
Here.
Wicks?
Here.
Wynn? Here. Jones?
Here.
We have 1,398 votes present and 102 absent.
Okay, thank you. Now, is there anyone here to speak to the resolutions we're going to be presenting on the agenda? Okay, very good. I'd like to have Public Health Director, yes.
Chairman,
Yes.
does this also include,
Can you use your mic, please, Supervisor Bernard?
Does this also include the resolution 20
Yes.
that we're going to be making the amendment and everything? for?
Yes. It's on the regular agenda.
I have the Calabodies here
Okay.
that would like to speak to the board.
If you can call them up during the resolution discussion, if you want to do that, John?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it out and to vote on separately in regular
It'll be
agenda.
individually voted on anyway.
We'll do that.
Sure,
Okay,
thank
so
you.
we'll make note, we'll have them come up in that time frame for discussion.
Okay, very good. At this time, I'd like to call up Public Health Director Eric Fife for a dedication.
Where do you want to lay those now?
In front of the table? Yeah, in front of the table. Thank you. I can't think right now. It's all right. Maybe should have been live stream.
Oh, sorry. You want me to hand it to him now or after?
Do your.
Just my, is this on?
Yes.
Yes.
This thing on? Good morning, everyone, and I'm going to have to cheat and use my notes, so I apologize. It's my pleasure to provide, we're going to be dedicating a room in the Public Health Building to Dr. John Endres, who's been the president of the Board of Health for Madison County for 25 years. And so it's my great pleasure to kind of go over a few things that he did while he was here. Dr. Endres started in 1998 as on the Board of Health, and just to give you a time capsule perspective of that, Titanic was the top movie of the year. DVDs were first sold in 1998. It was also the birth of Google. And of course, everyone knows the Monica Lewinsky scandal was at the same time. So over these many years, though, what's that?
He's making a t-shirt.
No, not yet. For those who know it, that's funny. So over these many years, Dr. Endres, his role as the president, has guided the work of the Public Health Department through numerous health challenges, and I'm just going to name a few. He's been through a number of epidemics and pandemics, from COVID to avian flu H5N1 to swine flu H1N1, monkeypox twice, MRSA, SARS, Ebola, Zika, West Nile virus, and anthrax. Remember anthrax in the powder in the envelopes? He was here for that. And then, of course, the 9/11 emergency events, where the role of public health was increased as an emergency responder function. So with that, we changes as well. I just mentioned that with all public health had to change some of its roles and funding to reflect that. He also, when I first started in 2005, the Board of Health and the public met jointly in the evenings, and the public health service. Well, and then they had to fight as to figure out who was voting on what issues during the meetings, because some meetings were Board of Supervisors issues, some meetings were Board of Health issues. The Board of Health met with the Board of Supervisors, and those two committees were, the board was separated from. And after the separation, Dr. Anderson led the board through the development of formal bylaws. He also did the first strategic planning for the Board of Health, which is for the county. These strategic health directors are what my department uses to guide our work. He also made some really wonderful decisions. He selected the public health director.
Everybody makes a mistake.
Well, he made up for it with during his tenure. We also saw council that emerges out of our community health assessment activities, and he also had agency. He currently is overseeing our department as we move towards accreditation and going forward. And as the board president, he led the Board of Health to become public health, or any county department needs to do research. We have now our own internal RARP through the Board of Health. As the president, he's also demonstrated strong advocacy for public health. Resolutions against hydrofracking and sugared sweetened beverages, to helping the county and work closely with the Board of Supervisors to pass a no smoking law here on the county campus or county properties. You advocated for the residents and sheds when they were concerned about the to do an environmental assessment of that area to determine if it impacted on their health. And he several years ago to retain the health department when it was threatened to be disbanded. So his calm demeanor, his thought-provoking questions, his dedication, and approach to leadership. One health approach to health. And what I mean by that is recognizing that animals, environment, and people all have impact each other in health, and we're all. He guided the county's public health department and helped the department navigate to our communities over the last quarter of a century. It is with great honor that we dedicate the Public Health Conference Room in the Public Health Building as the Dr. John Endress Conference Room in recognition of his leadership and dedication to advancing the public health in Madison County. It says John Endress DBM Conference Room. Distinguished service of the Board of Health President, Dr. John Endress, to the people of Madison County. So, I'll let you look at that.
Yeah. So we've got a public hearing, local law number 4 against on this public hearing, local law override the tax levy limit. Hearing none, entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Kyle and Dave, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed, carried. Very good. And we can move into the second public hearing. Local law number 5 of 2024, fixing salaries of certain county officials for 2025. Entertain a motion to open that public hearing. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close that public hearing. And a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed, carried. Very good.
We actually can probably do the next one too. We got for a community development block grant for Mosier Farms.
Okay, well, we'll knock all three of them. There we go. Have a motion to enter the public hearing by Evan, Melissa. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed, carried. Anybody to speak for or against the Community Development Block Grant? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close that public hearing. Aye, opposed, carried. There, that's all for public hearings.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Okay, now back to unfinished business if we could.
We'll get our unfinished business out of the way here. We have Resolution 24-318. It was tabled on our September 12th board meeting by Supervisor Schwartz, seconded by Supervisor Pinard. So we're going to bring that up again for...
Okay, need a motion?
So moved.
A second? By John Pinard, Supervisor Pinard. Okay. Amending the rules of Madison County Board of Supervisors. Everyone in favor? Do we need a roll call on that?
We can just do a simple majority.
All opposed? Carried. Very good, thank you. Recognition.
Yep, we have Resolution 1 on the agenda today. It's Resolution of Appreciation for Retiree Recognition. This is Pete Walrod, Chairman, Government Operations Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, I move this resolution for adoption. Second by Mayor Kavanaugh. All in favor? Aye. Very good. Dan Rossi. Joe?
We have Dan Rossi out of our Highway Department. He's been with us for 11 years. They want you in front of the table. I know you want all those thank you bags in your pictures.
In front of the table. That's you. That's you. So Dan's been a mechanic slash painter in the highway department in Wamsville for his. He's been a huge asset for our department. He's the go-to MacGyver of the mechanic staff. When it comes to heavy, there's not too many that are better than Dan. He's been a absolutely fantastic employee. Comes in, works hard, does his job every day, and we are truly going to miss him. But I know he's got big plans for his retirement, so we wish him nothing but the best. And that's about it. Dan,
It's been a real experience working here with everybody, and I really appreciate everything, you know. You do the job well here, do as best as we can, but we have to work with, and it's a good place.
Next, we have Beth Pearsall and Tisha Cook of our Mental Health Department. Beth has been with us for 40 years. Employee recognition gift while she's up here as well.
Hi, everyone. Is this on? It's hard for me to tell. I don't consent. We knew someday she would retire, and slowly over it has crept up, and I think the 40 years was looking pretty good to her. If for people that have ever called the department, and sometimes I'll get feedback, and they'll say, I don't know who answers your phone for your extension, but she's just the nicest person. And that is how I would describe Beth. Always pleasant, always sunny, very helpful. Workers came here to say goodbye, very well loved in the department, and she will be missed. She knows all the good, bad, and ugly of everything in the mental health department, and has had to put up with me for the last 11 years, but she's been a big help to me, and I'm going to miss her. So I wish concerts and things on her retirement. Do you want to say anything?
No, thank you. No speeches.
we have one proclamation today. It's a proclaiming October 2024 Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Madison County, whereas National Domestic Violence Abuse and violence are widespread and impact individuals and families in Madison County, and one day across the U.S. and its territories, nearly 75,000 victims of domestic violence sought services from Domestic Violence Help Restore Hope Center. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Board of Supervisors active role to prevent domestic violence, and be it further resolved that Madison County Board of Supervisors hereby Violence Awareness Month. Okay. Yes.
Matt Ertz. We have a video and a little that they would like to do.
Welcome, Matt.
Welcome. Caitlin Lynch.
I'm sorry. Hold on. And Caitlin.
And Caitlin.
Yeah, sorry, Caitlin.
You guys can get the front.
Hold my, it's not on, I gotta hold it. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I was asked to talk about vacations. We think about what we did as kids, which was when I was a kid, my parents had 5 children, and it was Enchanted Forest when we went to visit family in Old Forge. It was Darien Lake when and that's what a lot of people think of as a vacation. But when we look today, baby boomers are retiring, and can we go to the next slide? And we're seeing this today when we talk about cultural heritage tourism, which is not only one of the fastest growing segments of tourism, it accounts for an estimated 40% of all tourism, $125 billion annually. And if you look at the chart I put in there, it's over $1 trillion in the next 10 years. We also see that 1/3 of adults influences where they go on vacation. 49% of folks that travel to these sites will pay more for lodging that has a distinctive cultural or heritage element to it. The state has seen an increase of 185% in visitor spending since 2019, the largest in New York State. Central New York also draws nearly 19% of all upstate visitors, with nearly $5 billion in direct spending in Central New York, providing $230 million in tax revenue. Next slide. Just for reference, Onondaga County generates $3.5 billion in tourism for $156 million in tax revenue. Madison County generates $125 million in tourism spending, generating $8 billion in local tax revenue. And Onondaga County generates $1.18 billion in tourism, drawing $81 million in tax revenue. You would think this is because they have large urban centers, places like that, that might typically draw people. That's actually kind of a misnomer. Studies show that people are more inclined to go to a rural setting than an urban counterpart for heritage or arts and culture. Almost double, 31% to 14%. Simply put, Madison County is far behind its neighbors in what we currently generate, but the potential exists for us to grow this incredibly. Next slide. I will openly admit I am biased in saying I know Madison County has a better history than our neighbors. That being said, I can easily show how Madison County has impacted United States history, whether it was being the ancestral home of the United Nations, the development of the Erie Canal, led by an engineer from Canastota, our agricultural history, the first registered Holstein herd. We had 3 counties that grew 80% of the hops grown in the United States in the mid-19th century. The home of the United States abolition movement, sports champions, religious and communal histories, famous authors. There's so much more. I can literally talk forever about it. And those sites host an amazing range of events in Madison County, like craft days up here in the north, the driving competition at Lorenzo, the Abolition Freedom Walk, which just been this past weekend, drawing over 100 people, including folks as far away as Queens. We also have Stravaganza, the Boxing Hall of Fame weekend, car shows at Lorenzo and Oneida Community, the Segoy Arts and Crafts Festival. These events not only draw thousands of people to Madison County, these people stay, they're spending money here, not only at these events, but they're filling their tank of gas, they're stopping at a local restaurant, all these things that add value to our county. Next slide. I think I have one more. Thank you. Our cultural heritage sites are amazing, and I could talk about them forever. And every day somebody says to me something along the lines of, hey, what's that weird building in Oneida that had the adult entertainment cult? I'm not going to say that. Or what about the weird religious sites in the southern part of the county? And the reason this comes up is because they haven't heard something, but they don't know what it is. And when they go to these places, they're blown away by its history and by what it means and the stories behind it. And we do not do a great job of obviously marketing in a way that people know what they're talking about, but also we don't do a great job of marketing in a way that draws crowds in. With that in mind, celebrating and reinvesting in our cultural heritage has the potential to not only be a significant revenue-generating source, but for local businesses and local government, it has the potential to improve the quality of life of our residents. And for more on that, I'm going to turn it over to Caitlin to talk about what they're working on.
Thank you, Matt. Before sharing my thoughts, let's go ahead and watch our video premiere.
Welcome to Madison County, New York, where the echoes of history and the vibrancy of contemporary culture converge to create an unforgettable journey. Conveniently located in the heart of New York State is a vibrant arts and culture scene. Immerse yourself in the rich tapestry of Madison County's history, where every corner tells a story. From sites of national history, to world-renowned art installations, to one-of-a-kind events. There is something for everyone in Madison County. The history of Madison County is a testament to the resilience and spirit of its people. Our arts and culture organizations offer memorable and unexpected experiences. Come experience the heartbeat of Madison County.
So I'd first like to thank So I'd first like to thank the Board of Supervisors for your support and fulfillment of the $15,000 funding request in fall of 2022 that made this cooperative marketing and communications project possible. I started working for the tourism office at the end of October 2023 and helped see this project through to completion, to what you saw today. But the work does not end here. It's merely the beginning. Our office helps maximize economic development by strategically marketing businesses, organizations, and events throughout the county. MCT's goal is to provide our tourism partners and visitors of Madison County easy access to our vibrant communities and businesses to help drive increased awareness and, of course, revenue. As Matt stated, cultural heritage tourism is one of our most valuable assets. And my microphone died. There we go, I think it's back. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. And we must promote it. It's vital to our tourism economy. The participating locations for this project project included Arts at the Palace, Casanova Public Library and Museum, the Garrett Smith Estate National Historic Landmark, the Lorenzo State Historic Site, Madison County Historical Society, the National Abolition Hall of Fame and Museum, the Oneida Community Mansion House, and Stone Quarry Art Park. Many of these sites have very low marketing budgets, between $0 and $5,000 per year, and this project was a way to enhance those budgets. In a survey sent to all Madison County Cultural Heritage Tourism Committee organizations in March of 2023, it was learned that nearly 17% of heritage sites in our county do not have a marketing budget at all. For a bit of quick background on how the $15,000 was leveraged. $5,000 of it was spent on the video itself that you saw today, and then $10,000 was used to reduce the cost of the site visits for each participating location. The sites got photo and video to use for their own marketing efforts as well. If they wanted these, they actually paid in $750 to make that happen, and it was an opt-in for each site that participated. In an article released this past spring by Sprout Social, a social media management and analytics platform, it was shared that, to no surprise, video is a staple in any successful marketing strategy. You may have noticed that over the past year, our office has been making a significant investment into the production of new video content. So here's my little plug to encourage everyone here today to follow and on Facebook and LinkedIn at Madison County Tourism if you aren't already doing so. The creation of accessible content is also paramount, and that's why you saw 95% of a message watched on a video as opposed to 10% underneath. Our office truly enjoys working directly with our partners to assist in marketing and advertising of an appreciation for Madison County, a place of lasting beauty carved by time and tradition. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to take a moment here since I first walked in the door of the chambers is Bruce Burke from PAC 99. Further to Bruce.
I want to say thank you to the Board of Supervisors. I've enjoyed filming you. I thought when I got up this morning that we were closing PAC 90 into people, and there's a good, maybe a rejuvenation. So I think that we'll probably be off the, and let us see. Maybe we'll be back bigger and better than ever.
Very good.
But I do want to very sincerely thank you for the time that we've done together.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right. We're going to start with our preferred agenda, Government Operations Committee resolutions. Number 2 is authorizing the renewal of an agreement with MVP Healthcare. Number 3 is abolishing 2 vacant positions and reclassifying a position in the Department of Social Services. And resolutions 4 and 5 are both authorizing the chairman to approve and execute a settlement agreement relating to the opioid crisis. This is Pete Walrod, Chairman, Government Operations Committee.
I move these resolutions for adoption. Second by Supervisor Kavanaugh. Roll call.
Kavanaugh? Aye. Corbin?
Yes.
Davio?
Yes.
DuBois?
Aye.
Dern? Aye. Jones?
Aye.
Pinard?
Aye.
Rieger?
Aye.
Ruder?
Aye.
Roberts?
Aye.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Stefanski?
Yes.
Stokes?
Aye.
Bossberg?
Yes.
Walrod?
Aye.
Wicks?
Yes.
Wynn?
Yes.
1,398 votes in favor. Next, we're going to go to our Finance, Ways, and Means Committee resolutions. Resolution 6 is authorizing the chairman to enter into an agreement and modify the 2024 adopted county budget for public health emergency preparedness grant. Number 7 is authorizing participation in a federal traffic safety grant and modifying the 2024 county budget. Number 8 is accepting a victim assistance program grant award for fiscal year 2022 through 2025 and modifying the 2024 adopted county budget. Number 9 is the acceptance of grant award from New York State Office of Children and Family Services to the Madison County Sheriff's Office Children's Advocacy Center and modifying the 2024 adopted county budget. Resolutions 10 through 15 are all authorizing the modification of the 2024 adopted county budget. 10 is for the Clockville Water District, 11 is for Child Care Block Grant, 12 is for preschool, 13 is for occupancy tax, 14 is community college tuition, and 15 is for building improvements reserve. This is Matt Roberts, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Second by Supervisor During. Roll call.
Corbin?
Yes.
Davio?
Yes.
DuBois?
Aye.
During?
Aye.
Jones?
Aye.
Pinard?
Aye.
Rieger?
Aye.
Reuter?
Aye.
Roberts?
Aye.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Stupansky?
Yes.
Stokes?
Aye.
Mossberg?
Yes.
Walra?
Aye.
Wicks?
Yes.
Wynn?
Yes.
Kavanaugh?
Aye.
1,398 votes in favor. Really clarified. She hasn't changed it yet.
Oh.
I know. There's deliberation. We have a board member that got married, and what name should I be calling?
Thought I caught you on that.
So close. I'm so prepared.
Someone else's fault. It's not, yeah, I won't name names, but it's not Pete or Emily's fault. It's not mine either.
Moving forward with our planning committee resolutions. Number 16 is authorizing an agreement between the Oswego County Soil and Water District and Madison County. 17 is authorizing an MOU with the Cazenovia Preservation Foundation for a stream bank stabilization project on Chittenango Creek. 18 is an authorization to submit a grant application to New York State Office of Community Renewal. And 19 is fixing a license rate for space in the America Job Center for the Madison County Department of Planning and Workforce Development. Resolutions 20 and 21 we are going to vote on separately in the regular agenda. So right now we are just voting on resolutions 16 through 19. This is Evan Schwartz, Chairwoman, Planning Committee.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move these resolutions for adoption. And second by Supervisor Wicks. Roll call, please.
Davio?
Yes.
DuBois?
Aye.
During?
Aye.
Jones?
Aye.
Pinard?
Aye.
Rieger?
Aye.
Reuter?
Aye.
Roberts?
Aye.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Stupansky?
Yes.
Stokes?
Aye.
Mossberg?
Yes.
Walra?
Aye.
Wicks?
Yes.
Wynn?
Yes.
Kavanaugh?
Aye.
Corbin?
Yes.
1,398 votes in favor. Our Highway Buildings and Grounds Committee resolutions. Number 22 is authorizing the implementation funding in the first instance of federal aid and state program aid eligible costs of a transportation federal aid project and appropriating funds for replacement of a bridge on Creek Road over Kwazalone Creek. There's no way I can shorten it.
Wow.
Just saying.
I
I've tried.
There'll be an improvement in January.
Thanks, Pete. Resolution 23 is approving trade-in of the 2016 Ford F-450 ambulance. 24 and 25 are authorizing an agreement to extend conventional municipal snow and ice agreements for July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. 25 is the same for agreement timeframe of July 1, 23 through June 24. 26 is authorizing extending the conventional municipal snow and ice agreement with the State Department of Transportation for plowing and sanding of state roads for July 2024 through June 29. 27, 28, 29, and 30 are all authorizing agreements. 27 is with Barton and LaJudas for Creek Road Bridge replacement. 28 is an agreement with Barton and LaJudas for professional engineering design services for Middleport Road Bridge and Dugway Road Culvert. 29 is awarding a bid agreement 24-34 and entering into an agreement with HJ Brand-Lace Corporation. And 30 is renewing a lease agreement with Kenwood Community Properties. This is Lauren Corbin, Chairman, Highway Buildings and Grounds Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
I'm second by Supervisor Davio. Sorry for that effort. I didn't recognize that, Dave. But roll call, please.
Du Bois? Aye. Gary? Aye. Jones? Aye. Kennard? Rieger?
Aye.
Ruder?
Aye.
Roberts?
Aye.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Stefanski?
Yes.
Stokes?
Aye.
Mossberg?
Yes.
Walbrook?
Aye.
Wicks?
Yes.
Wynn?
Yes.
Kavanaugh? Corbin?
Yes.
Davio?
Yes.
1,398 votes in favor. Moving forward with our regular agenda resolutions. Number 31 is authorizing chairman to enter into an agreement with Community Action Program for Transportation. This is Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Health and Human Services Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
And second by Supervisor Unknown, Du Bois.
You can say
All in favor, I'm sorry,
Aye.
yeah, I've got roll call crossed out.
I know, I'm confusing him.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Thank you.
Yep, it's 12:46 because Supervisor
yes.
Rieger has to abstain.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Resolution number 32 is again authorizing chairman to enter into an agreement with Community Action Program for Housing. This is Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Health and Human Services Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
And a second by Supervisor Du Bois. All in favor? Yeah, you want to use your mic there, Kyle? Yep.
I abstain.
Very good, thank you. I want to get that on the record.
Okay, resolution number 33 is authorizing chairman to enter into an agreement with the Chittenango Central School District for the use of special patrol officers. This is Rex Vosberg, Chairman, Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move this resolution for adoption.
Very good. Seconded by Supervisor Wicks. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed, carried.
Resolution number 34 is establishing a fee for the 2025 solid waste punch cards for residential solid waste disposal in Madison County. This is Melissa During, Chairwoman, Solid Waste Recycling Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, I move this resolution for adoption.
Okay. Entertain a second. Second. Second by Supervisor Davio. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, carried. I'd like to take a second also, I think most of us saw the email that Supervisor During and PIO Sam Fields are making that extra effort to be out talking to the residents and explaining and being transparent and talking about this increase. So I think that's appreciate the effort out there, getting those transfer stations. Thank you.
You're welcome, and if anyone would like to join us, they're more than welcome to come.
A morning at the dump, yes.
Yes.
Landfill, sorry, transfer station. Sorry, Greg.
You just made an enemy of Greg. All right, moving on. Resolution 35 is amending fees for participating in Madison County Solid Waste Management Program as required by local law number 3 of 2004. Again, this is Melissa During, Chairwoman, Solid Waste Recycling Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Okay. I have a second by Supervisor Davio. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, carried.
See, we're getting through this. It's all right.
We're getting it.
Resolution number 36 is adopting local law number 4 for the year 2024, overriding the tax cap levy. This is Matt Roberts, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Motion been made. Second by Supervisor During. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, carried.
Resolution number 37 is adopting local law number 5 for the year 2024, fixing salaries of certain county officials for 2025. This is Pete Walrod, Chairman, Government Operations Committee.
Move this resolution for adoption. Second by Supervisor Schwartz? All in favor? Aye, opposed, carried. Very good, thank you.
Resolution number 38 is authorizing town, village, and city municipal grants from host community benefit and modifying the 2024 adopted county budget. This is Matt Roberts, Chairman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I
Yes.
would like to move to table this resolution.
You gotta introduce it
introduce
first.
it.
You have to introduce it first.
Is that how we do it? Okay, I wasn't sure.
You're good. Matt?
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
That's second by Supervisor During. Now Supervisor Davio.
I'd like to make a motion to table this resolution.
Need a second on that, David? By Supervisor Bernard, a second by Supervisor Bernard. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, carried.
So that'll be the first resolution we discuss on our November 7th board meeting. Resolution number 20, we are revisiting out of our planning committee agenda. We have, it's ratifying and accepting bids received at public auction and former owner repurchases and directing the conveyance of county-owned premises. This is Evan Schwartz, Chairwoman, Planning Committee.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move this resolution for adoption.
Okay. You have a second by Supervisor Wicks, but before we vote, we have an opportunity for comment. Wait,
Hi, everyone. My name's Tony Galavati, and at auction, I bought the Valley View Restaurant on Route 5 in town of Sullivan. And got some notes that, to start with, Thursday night of the auction, Karen and I, my wife Karen and I, at about 5:30 went there. The side door was open. We looked all around the building. The side door was open. We walked inside. We looked at the kitchen area. We didn't go the whole length. We looked down into the cellar, and we just took an account of what was there. Now, Monday, September 30th, we constantly made just drive-bys there. We went around, and there was 2 cars there, a car and a truck, and there was people there, and a lot of the county had secured the building, and they just took drill guns and unsecured everything. Doors were open. So, of course, we called law enforcement. We didn't engage them. And so as soon as I got home, I wrote just a list of everything that happened right from the beginning. And I'll just go over that with you so you understand that we know the condition that place was in the day I bought it at roughly 5:30 at night on a Thursday. And Monday on September 30th, it was not in the same condition by any means. And they caught people there, and I'll just explain to you how I know it wasn't. The photos from the auction the only thing we had to bid on, do not show the condition of the building today. Okay, so on Monday evening at September 30th at about 6 p.m., Karen and I took a drive over to the restaurant just to do a drive-by as we have done on other days. We drove to the east end of the building, between the building and the small shed. We immediately noticed a car that was facing west and a truck that was facing east behind the building. We decided to call 911 rather than engage them. While conversing with 911, we saw a male walking in between the vehicle and his truck. I didn't know exactly where he came from at that time, but I'll explain later where he did come from. While conversing with the dispatcher, we decided to drive away so as not to draw any more attention to us. So we went down Route 5 west, and we turned back around facing east, about 300 yards down, and we just waited for law enforcement. After about 7-8 minutes, law enforcement did show up, the sheriffs, and then eventually a trooper. We met with them. They went over and engaged with the people that were in the vehicles. At that time, there was a male, 2 females, and a female pit bull. There was one female, light-colored hair. I think the officer said her name was Lacey. She said her father previously owned the building, and she had been living there on and off, and she wanted to get her clothing. The other female said she had a bed of some sort that she wanted there. Deputy asked me if it was okay, or did I want to press charges. I told the deputies, if they want their effects, their clothing, and I don't want to start troubles, I don't want a bunch of law enforcement with a ton of paperwork, so let's just go in, let them take their clothing, if that's what she wanted, and then immediately leave. So, as I walked over to them with the law enforcement around the side of the building, I noticed that the Bilco door was open on the side of the building. It was propped up right where the one car was. It was a Mercedes, light-colored Mercedes grayish. Right next to that car, there was an inverter that was laying right underneath the car with a line that was running down to the basement through the Bilco doors. At the time we saw the male walking out, I didn't know where he came from, but it's pretty obvious he went between the two cars, and those Bilco doors were exactly between the two cars. So as law enforcement and I walked up to let the woman get her, whatever she thought belonged to her as far as clothing and stuff, I looked inside the truck. There was a male sitting on the gate of the truck. He had nothing, absolutely nothing in the truck but a 6-foot step ladder. So we went up the stairs into the restaurant. As we entered the restaurant, the woman was in there. She immediately went to the table. Now, she didn't go for any type of personal effects. She had a tool bag, and in the tool bag, let me see how many I got. There was 3 DeWalt screw guns or screwdrivers. I don't know exactly what they were. And on the table next to them, there was an additional 3. And I have a lot of DeWalt tools, so I know exactly what they are. So there was a total of probably 5 or 6 or 7 just screw guns, and that's the only thing she took in that bag, and that's what she took. I know that later the other female did remove a bed frame supports. So while I walked around with the trooper, the kitchen area was definitely not in the same condition it was the night we went in for the auction. There was gaps where things were in the kitchen. There was a large puddle of liquid on the floor where Karen and I had walked through the other door that time, and it was all foam on top of it, and the trooper pointed out, he said, don't step in there, be careful. That was not there before. There was some different restaurant components that were on the floor that were not there. There were just pieces of it. So the other thing, we looked at the cellar, went to the kitchen, we looked at the cellar, and in the cellar, just in front of the cellar door, there was a large pile of various wire that somebody obviously stripped. That was not there the day we went there, because we opened the door so I could look down the cellar. That was not there. While in the cellar, the trooper noticed that the electrical panel doors were open. They were not open the Thursday we went. All the breakers were removed. There were some fuses from, I assume that they were 3-phase 230 power things that ran maybe the fryers and stuff. They were all in a box sitting there. What else did we get? The other 2 smaller panels were open. There was large fuses missing. They were in a bin. Next to the panel, we saw, the trooper pointed it out to me, there was a plastic cup. In that plastic cup, there was some soda. It was McDonald's, Burger King type thing. There was ice in it. He said, look, there's condensation on the outside of that. The Bilco door is right there, and that was open, as I stated before. There was also a reciprocating saw and additional screw guns and screwdrivers right in that area. We continued to look around the cellar, and we found a large pile of copper inside one of the rooms. We looked, and there was a lot of things that were cut. A lot of it was copper that was bent, cut. There was a furnace, and it certainly now does not look like the photo that we used to bid on the place with. They were all intact. There were pipes. There was in between the water softener and there's different media in those things for different conditions. They were cut, so there was obviously flow meters or some type of things that required for that system that were just cut out.
Sir, excuse me, let me interrupt you. we normally give you 3 minutes.
Okay.
It's been 10 minutes, and because I know that you've got a lot to talk about, and go ahead, Supervisor Bernard.
Mr. Chairman, am I allowed to speak? Because they're speaking on my behalf right now.
Yes, and, yes, go ahead. So if you could get to a conclusion, just give us a conclusion of your
Okay, the
comments,
conclusion
please.
is that we bought a building, and actually Madison County was technically owned it up until the day that which would have been today. The contents and the shape and the condition of that building is not the same the day we looked at it as it is today. And being a commercial building, we could be $30,000, $40,000 worth of components missing, electrical. I can't be responsible for that. There's just no money in there for that. The water is undrinkable, and I realize that coming in, and I have plans to fix that. But if you guys want to throw $30,000, $40,000, possibly $1,000 more on stuff that actually happened on your watch, I just can't go for that.
On top of the fact, when I talked to Ryan in the treasurer's office the very day after this happened, I asked him about insurance and what was covered and what wasn't. Because of the fact that we had to pay up front on good faith. We paid for this process, They put it on my husband's credit card. We then came in that very same week and paid the difference that we had to pay. That same day, I even went and paid the school taxes because I did not want to have a penalty for school taxes being paid late because it wasn't going to come to your board until today. My problem is I was told we were not allowed on that property to do anything. I had National Grid ready to hook that building up. I have a bought and paid for security system at my house that would have gone on shortly after that building was bought. We bought it on a Thursday. I had National Grid signed up for Tuesday. I had a security system bought and paid for. That building would have been secured, linked to the 911, and none of this would have happened. But I was told we were not allowed on the property. We were not even allowed to weed whack, to go in there and take weeds down, to make it look like somebody was starting to come in there to deter people from coming around.
Very good. Thank you. Supervisor Bernard, do you have anything more to add?
Well, when we come up with the amendment change, I'm going to vote no, just simply because of the fact that they did everything they needed to do. We can hide behind the situation of we secured it the best we could. Well, obviously we didn't secure it enough. And I say we because it's a part of Madison County also. We shouldn't be hiding behind it's going to set a precedence. We should be doing the right thing for people that take and try to do to better our communities.
Okay. Very good. Move to the resolution then. We got it. We moved it. So has it been moved and seconded?
We have moved and seconded the
Seconded from
resolution.
Joe,
Right
yeah,
now it's
okay.
discussion. So
So-
if there's a proposed amendment, it needs to
So
be
there's a
made.
proposed amendment, if somebody wants to move the amendment, as you see in front of you. Okay. A motion by Supervisor Stokes. Entertain a second by Supervisor Wicks. And then do a roll call on this.
Yep, the proposed amendment is, for this resolution number 20, is amending the resolution number 20 by inserting language as set out on page 2, which language has been provided by the board and the clerk of the board, and also amend this resolution to strike out the entire paragraph from transferring tax parcel number 36-64-1-19 to the town of Lenox. Said parcel of reference may be found on page 30 of your 55 in your packet, which is now later on. The amendment proposal is to include this property for sale and along with the remaining properties that were already being proposed for the auction. So we need to, so it will include the Valley View property, and we need to take a roll call on that. On the amendment. So we're taking a roll call on the resolution as amended, including these changes.
No,
Just the amendment,
Okay.
and then we'll do the, right?
Yeah.
And then we do the resolution.
You have to pass the amendment
Okay.
first.
We have to do 2 roll
Or-
calls, that's what we gotta do first.
Or not pass it, and then you vote on the resolution as amended.
Okay, voting on the amendment itself to include Valley View and exclude that parcel in the town of Lenox. So, During.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Kennard.
No.
Rieger.
Aye.
Ruder.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Stefanski.
No.
Stokes.
Aye.
Fosberg.
Yes.
Walrath.
Aye.
Wicks.
Yes.
Wynn.
Yes.
Kavanaugh.
Aye.
Corbin.
Yes.
Davio.
No.
Du Bois.
Aye.
All right, hang on one moment, please. Okay, so we have 764 in favor of the amendment, because it's a 2/3 vote. So we're going to vote on the resolution as amended. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. All right, so now we're going to do a resolution as amended on on it, including those parcels and excluding the other. All right. Jones.
Aye.
Kennard.
No.
Rieger.
Aye.
Ruder.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Stefanski.
Yes.
Stokes.
Aye.
Fosberg.
Yes.
Walrath.
Aye.
Wicks.
Yes.
Wynn.
Yes.
Kavanaugh.
Aye.
Corbin.
Yes.
Davio.
Yes.
Du Bois.
Aye.
During.
Aye.
Fix all my numbers again. $1,226 votes in favor of the resolution as amended.
Very good. That concludes our resolutions.
We have one more resolution in our regular agenda. Sorry, everybody, getting my ducks in a row here. Authorizing the chairman to enter into an enterprise agreement with Day Automation. This is Evan Schwartz, Chairman, Planning Committee.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move this resolution for adoption.
And I have a second by Supervisor Wicks. Roll call, please.
Kennard.
Aye.
Rieger.
Aye.
Ruder.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Stefanski.
Yes.
Stokes.
Aye.
Fosberg.
Yes.
Walrath.
Aye.
Wicks.
Yes.
Wynn.
Yes.
Kavanaugh.
Aye.
Corbin.
Yes.
Davio.
Yes.
Du Bois.
Aye.
During. Jones.
No.
$1,369 votes in favor.
Okay.
Oof.
So now we have the featured presentation of
To
the
the
town of Eaton.
Eaton.
The only reason we all stayed awake. Right, Joe? So each month we've been, well, not every, but every other month now, we're focusing on a town in Madison County. So this month it's the town of Eaton from Supervisor Wicks.
want to thank all of you for being here today, mostly because you have to be, but also for participating in the longest meeting in the history of the Board of Supervisors.
Not quite.
I know many of you probably thought that maybe that video would be enough and you wouldn't have to hear me speak, but here we are. I'm speaking. When the chairman first announced these presentations and I found about this project, I went out all summer in the town of Eaton and took pictures of things that I thought were great and what I wanted to be a part of this video and presentation. And I want to commend Matt and Caitlin and what they did in taking that approach to our wonderful county. I want to focus on what's important and the great many things that make our community amazing, especially in the town of Eaton. It's too easy to be negative all the time. I'm sure as the town supervisors we hear, I call it sometimes the complaint department, and it's easy to get into that mode. But if we stop and look around, there are wonderful things happening. Looking at this first slide, if you type in those coordinates at the bottom of the screen, you'll end up at the Town of Eaton Municipal Building, and that's where we'll start our journey today. Right where our town clerk designed our logo and created our mantra, proud past, promising future. I love history and I love learning about the past and all the things that made us who we are today. I think about Madison Hall here in this picture and how Morrisville was once the county seat. I think about Joseph Morse and how his house was built in 1802 and how it's being renovated today and returned to its former glory. I think about the many things that are no more, but how glad I am that they are remembered. I think about the important people who lived here long ago, people like Charles Finney, and I think about those like Colonel Joshua Leland, who lived here, raised a family here, and I'm thankful that they would brave the unknown and forge a path, be a forerunner, and settle in a land that had not been yet settled. I'm so proud to be added to that list of people who lived here and settled here. I think about all the farmers and farms, all the work, day and night, and of course all the many joys, but of course all the hardships too. I think about all the pastors, all the congregations in our community, all the weddings and celebrations, all the good, but also of the funerals, all the grieving, all the tough parts of life. But I also think about the lives changed, all the salvations, all the history. Thinking of our proud past makes me love that old buildings are becoming new and that former frustrations are becoming exciting pursuits and wonderful passions. But even though I love the past and I'm excited about the future, especially in the town of Eaton and in Madison County, nothing is better than the natural beauty of where we live. Chairman Cunningham's not here. He would claim this picture as his own, even though this slice of Eaton Brook is in the town of Eaton, technically. Put that in the minutes, please. All the seasons, especially summer, and the lakes, the towels, the boats, the swimming, the fishing, and of course, if you know me, you know what I love, all the sunsets. The great many sunsets that we get to enjoy and enjoy and enjoy. They are definitely the best part of where we live, but it's even more enjoyable with friends and family. But of course, summer is over and fall is here. It's also obviously a wonderful time of the year and a great season to enjoy, and I just think it's so gorgeous when the leaves change on the lakes. However, there's no doubt that this will end and winter will be here around the corner, and we love it for what it's for what it is, and we make the most of it. The time that we have with all the snow. But of course, again, summer will be back. We can count on it. So, in closing, you may be wondering why I made this part of my presentation almost all about me and my family, and that's a fair question. But working on this project made me realize something special. The town of Eaton was settled by the families who came before us. They forged a way of life that we honor today. They didn't give up. They were forerunners and made such an impact that I'm able to be here today. And the future of the town of Eaton will mostly be the same. I took this picture on the screen. 2 weeks after Cliff Moses passed away. One of my first days reporting to the town of Eaton offices as appointed town supervisor. It's been a humbling experience to say the least, but Cliff was a solid family man and a leader in our community, and I'm happy to carry that on Family always first, especially in the town of Eaton and especially in Madison County. I once heard it said that the family is the key to true community transformation, and I absolutely believe that with my whole heart. Even though being leaders in our community can be extremely difficult at times, the good times make it worth the sacrifice. This is one of my favorite encouraging verses in the Bible from the book of Nehemiah. Then as I looked over the situation, I called together the government officials and the rest of the people and said to them, don't be afraid of the enemy. Remember the Lord, who is great and glorious, and fight for your brothers, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your homes. I pray that you too will fight for your families and our community. I love family so much. As many know about me, it's very important to me. And I thought more and more about how family has impacted our small community in the town of Eaton. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Tucker Ray from Ray Brothers Barbecue. Tucker and his brother Colin have been a shining star of an example of how hard work and sacrifice pay off. I'm honored and privileged that their fine establishment, Ray Brothers Barbecue, is located in the town of Eaton. Tucker, if you can share a few words.
I'd like to thank Joe for inviting me. Thank you to all the supervisors for also allowing me to speak on the town of Eaton's behalf and certainly a lot of other locals in our county. Joe brought this to me about family and about where we live and about what we embody here in Madison County. And when my brother and I started the idea of the restaurant in the middle of a cornfield on Route 20 that everyone told us no one would come to, we decided that we would have a different take on it. We would take care of our people. We would make sure that we not only looked to do food and beverage and create that kind of atmosphere, but we wanted to entrench ourselves into the community as well. We're from here. We grew up in Hamilton. Our family had business in Hamilton. My mother was a teacher in Hamilton for 35 years. They always taught us that if you can, you do, and that's been kind of the backbone of what we've done as we created Ray Brothers Barbecue. So we've come in. We started 10 years ago with 17 people. 12 of those people are still with us 10 years later, and we've grown to, in the summertime when they're in the height of Madison County tourism and all of those things, we have 50 plus employees. So we treat each and every one of them like they're one of us. We try and tell everyone when they come in and give us their application that before we even look at their references, before we look at their work history, we want to know about them. Where are they from? What their family's like? What they envision their future like being with someone like us in the restaurant industry. If anybody's worked in the restaurant industry, they know that it is a family, and we live and die by the sword or the knife, I guess you should say. And it's tough. There's many things that are a battle nowadays, especially with cost of living and keeping our employees happy and healthy and safe. So we do our best to do those things. Joe has been very gracious in his time in office to help us work with our local authorities to bring a better place. There's plenty of things that I've come to him about that I have issue with, and that we feel like we need some growth, and that we are stunted a little bit on growth due to some water issues and some things like that. But he's made sure that we are being heard, and that we're trying to do our best to continue on and continue building this family-style restaurant in the middle of the cornfield. So I appreciate everything. Thanks for Joe, and the sustainability of what we're doing and what we're hoping to spread through the Route 20 corridor in Madison County is what we strive for. So thanks so much.
Thanks, Tucker. If you look under your seat, there's a $100 gift card for each of you. Just kidding. I do appreciate Tucker, and there's really a lot of other families I could have highlighted, but because of the chicken wings that they have, I wanted to highlight Tucker, of course. But in closing, if you just remember how important it is to fight for our families, and that family is the key to true community revitalization. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Mr. Vice Chair, may I just speak
Yes.
for a moment to Joe? I'm close to Eaton. My wife grew up in Eaton, town of Eaton, outside of Morrisville. And, one thing you need to aspire, her uncle was the chairman of the board for 26 years here for Madison County, so there you go. You got something to live up to.
Is that a nomination? Joe, thank you. It's wonderful. Your passion and dedication is evident. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So we have retirement recognition. Or employee, I'm sorry. Yeah, so end the meeting, then go into that. Okay, motion to adjourn. Motion by Rex and our Supervisor Vosberg and Supervisor Roberts. All in favor?